Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We are back with Sparn in the Nutmelek. We did make a little foray into the outside, to the outside rather, on the previous episode, but there are still a couple things that he wants us to do before we get out. By all means, go have another look, Beriathan. So if you remember, we want to take another look at the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. You feel a strong sort of tug to investigate the Bridge of Khazad-dûm once more. Okay. Jesus Christ, what is this? Strange memory unfolds. A riddle of a memory unfolded before your eyes, as Gandalf faced the most fearsome creature you have ever beheld. Return to the go to travel back. That's a really nice effect, a nice transition there. A really short instance too. You have explored the Bridge of Khazad-dûm before leaving Moria and beheld a memory of Gandalf facing a terrible foe. This goat will return you to the first hole in Nutmelek. Alright, so we will tell this morning what we saw.
The shadow of Mordor will not long fill the halls of Khazad-dûm.
Did you see anything of interest, Beriathan? Any evidence of what happened? You feel shaken what you saw, and uncertain of the truth in it. You choose to say nothing at this time. Oh well, I did not think there would be much worth in accounting it out. Perhaps someday we will solve the riddle.
Stand and speak with me. The fate of Khazad-dûm hangs in the balance.
You look as though you are ready to move on at last, my friend. Why do you not head over to Mekhem-bizru? It will be an adequate resting point before you head into the deadly trees of Lothlorien.
Abide here a moment and speak with me.
You would like to pay a tribute to the fallen dwarves of Moria, would you? Well, I noticed some fair flowers and empty vases out on the Dimrill Dale. Perhaps you can show your respect to those who never made it out alive by planting some white flowers in their memory. Alright, so this is the way out. And we're fortunate enough to come out at dawn, which makes this all look even more beautiful. We're gonna pick some fair flowers in here. Plant flowers to remember the fallen dwarves. That in here, like, okay, these bases. Yeah, I did see them last time, but I just thought they were part of the decoration of the place. But yeah, it's kind of weird having some bases in the middle of the stairs. Now these bases have the design of the 7-point star, so yeah, I think that would be a reused texture, because this 7-pointed star, it's more adequate for Númenórean men, like those of Gondor And Arnor. You have commemorated the fallen dwarves of the expedition appropriately. The bright flowers will grow here like the hope and boldness kindled in the heart of every dwarf. They may have lost their lives, but their legacy shall live on. Jesus Christ, and there are a lot of quests in here. Let us pick the stable master.
Well met.
This is unthinkable!
Welcome, welcome! As you can see, all are welcome at Mekhem-bizru, where elves and dwarves come together to face the enemies of Moria and Lothian. What can we do for you here? Your travels in Khazad-dûm must have worried you. Reputation with the Galadriel? Awesome.
Doran's beard, won't you give me even a moment?
All of these orcs around the Dale concern me. Were they all still in Khazad-dûm, I would feel better, but out here they can inflict great damage. They have dug countless new tunnels into the depths from which they can launch attacks nearly anywhere at any time. We can cripple their ability to do that if we control this place. I have seen the stockade of a great camp to the southwest. I do not know what is going on in there, but smoke rises from it almost constantly. It is clear that they are up to something which will cause us great trouble if we allow it to continue unchecked. Head southwest to Dru-garmadh and investigate the camp. Clean out some of the orcs there as well. That will make a second strike go more smoothly.
Come and stay a moment.
The orcs flowing from Khazad-dûm have found a powerful ally in the orcs here in the Dale. This is a very bad thing for us here, as we cannot match orc riders in combat. They are too fast and too strong. If we want to fight this new menace, we will first have to strike at the orcs. Head southeast to Atmadul and thin the numbers of the orcs there. Once we have done that, we can begin to think about the riders. Be careful, Beriathan, for the beasts are dangerous even singly. Return to me when you are through.
By Doran's beard, won't you give me even a moment?
The orcs have been cutting down trees in the Dimrill Dale, but it does not appear to be just for campfires. No, they have cut far too many trees for that. I fear they may be up to something more devious. While they are not needed within the depths of Khazad-dûm, orcs are able to construct great weapons of war, weapons capable of laying siege to village, town, or city. I fear that is where all those trees are going. Head to Dru-garmadh, southeast of here, and set a flame to the wood piles you see. Hopefully that will delay them long enough for us to devise a plan to end their destruction once and for all.
Might you lend me an ear?
Durin Stone is a treasure of the Dwarves. It is in that spot, staring into the mirror, that Durin decided to settle here and build Khazad-dûm. The stone serves as an eternal reminder to all dwarves of what is rightfully ours. I fear for the safety of Durin Stone. The orcs spewing forth from Moria have set up a camp around it, and daily I see several of them working on reducing it to dust. This cannot be allowed to happen. Head to Uruk-gashan, southeast of here, and defeat the orc sappers around the camp. They are the ones with the knowledge to reduce the stone to dust, and are the greatest threat to our ancient monument.
Welcome! You have come at a most fortuitous time.
Orcs are a trickier lot than you might give them credit for. Traveling from Eregion to here in the Dale through the underground of Khazad-dûm can take days, even when you know where you're going. Heading through the Redhorn Gate is much faster, especially when you are bringing large and heavy loads. Mazak has dispatched a company of orcs to the Fallen Eyes, northwest of here. They are attempting to dig through the Wrath of Caradhras. They cannot be allowed a second path through the mountain. Head up there and interrupt their efforts.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
Ever since we left Moria, the goblins and orcs have been pouring out into the Dimrill Dale. It has become increasingly difficult to maintain our positions here. The orcs have established 3 primary camps all southeast of here: Uruk-gashan, Dru-garmadh, and Atmadul. I care not which camps the orcs come from, as long as you thin out a good number of them. When you have reduced their numbers sufficiently, return here to me.
Welcome to Lorien. May I have a word with you?
So you have come through the dark halls of Moria to sign in Anduhirion, have you? My Govane, Beriathan. The Eves of Lorien are near, and if you gain the trust of my people, you shall find refuge beyond the Dimrill Dale. These are very dangerous times in which we live. Word of your ventures has reached my ears. I bid you what welcome I can as you emerge from the darkness, and I say this to you also. Take care. Many evil things have stirred from the dark, and this dale is not safe. Upon the Dimrill Dale is a Talon belonging to Haldir, a protector of the Eves of Laurelin Donenan. He will offer you refuge. The way is hidden. Seek him beyond Ehad Andastel, and wet your feet in the Dimrill Dale near the bridge that is broken. Out of that bridge and upon the shore is a great malorn tree. Upon that tree you shall find Haldir. He will trust you if he knows you have come with my leave. Okay, so where are we going first? To the orc encampment in the mountains to stop them from opening a pass through the Red Horn Gate. Let us see, we can ambush this guy. He should die really soon. You did Orc Slayer? Okay, what do we have here? In LOTRO, 100 orcs in Dimrill Dale and Fanriddle. Well, yeah, he did say he didn't care where the orcs come from as long as we take care of them, so these ones also count. So now the question here, it's been a while since I've been to the Dimrill Dale, but I don't think the path is through here. What I would like to see, however, is if there is anything interesting here, or maybe this is where we're headed, but in that case, what is through that other gate? Well, let us explore both ends of this path. Let us come here first. The Fallen Eyes. Okay, so this is where we were headed then. Is there anything else we can do in here, or we just need to defeat the orcs? Because it seems we only need to defeat the orcs. Alright, let us see what else we have in here. Dru-garmadh, and Atmadul. So yeah, it seems, well, Uruk-gashan as well. Yeah, it seems we have done all that we needed to do in this little orc camp on the north. Oh god, I didn't want to click that. Yeah, that's better now. Let us take the crafting materials. Let me take a quick look in here. Oh my god, just 25 more. We're so close. Really, really close now. So then, if the Fallen Eyes was through here, what do we have in here? Or is it... Alright, so the dead end is actually this one. Was a little confused there. Alright. I can take that run speed boost. Alright, so this one here was quite simple. Just need to hit this orc too. Here we are back in the camp, Mekhem-bizru. Mazok will have to resort to the depths for his travels now. While he has always had them, it is easier for us to stop him when he only has one route. Thank you, Beriathan, for your aid. You did quests of the Dimrill Dale, okay. The rabble has been thinned. This is good, for now we can strike against their leaders. Agility, vitality, fate, critical rating.
Greetings, traveler. Will you stay a moment?
You did well by cooling the orcs. Now it is time to strike a lethal blow against all three camps. Each has a powerful leader, but more important than that, each has an envoy from Mazok, responsible for carrying messages back and forth from the commander of Moria's orcs. Return to the camps southeast of here, Uruk-gashan, Dru-garmadh, and Atmadul, and defeat the Moria orc emissaries. Breaking their communication lines with Mazok will surely turn them against each other for control of the Dale. May you find good fortune awaiting you upon this quest, Beriathan, and may you return with due swiftness. Okay, so now we have all three enemy camps marked on our map. I think we can do this really fast. The first stop in here is gonna be Uruk-gashan. I wonder, however, if there are any like quests in here, if the Dimrill Dale was included within the Moria revamp or not. Okay, so here we have the Son of Durin. So this is a very significant landmark for the dwarves. The Crown of Durin. One of these. I think it's this one in here. This. Oh god, no! But you didn't give me enough time to take a picture of that. And this is also one of the favorite spots among players from what I have seen. And you can obviously see why. The effect does look really nice. And it has a big importance from the Lord's side of things. I remember there was a time in which there was a bug where their star reflections wouldn't show at daytime. And oh, if you were there, you would have seen the number of players that were annoyed and pissed about this fact. How vocal they were to SSG about restoring this reflection in the Dimrill Dale. And of course SSG came in saying that was never an intentional change. It was just some weird bug. And it was restored shortly after. But just look at this. I mean, imagine seeing something like this in real life. Like, this is quite a sight. So remember when Frodo and Gimli and Sam too did take a break for them to cities, and there was something that they could not put into words. But yeah, this is exactly what this means. Really magnificent sight. Let's see if we can take more of this. This should be enough for some of those pictures in here. We still need to defeat 3 more sappers within this place. I was about to leave, but we can't yet. Not until we defeat all these sappers. Well, at least these sappers are not as annoying as some of the sappers that were added on the most recent update on War of Three Peaks. There's still a long way before we get there, but I'll show you what I mean when we get there. But basically, what happens now with the sappers is that they have a throwback that has a very long range, so you could be flying meters and meters from where you are. We did experience something like that with the frogs in Moria. And you remember when we were in the waterworks and we were climbing that ramp, and one of the toads got us on the ramp, and we fell. So something similar is what happens now with the sappers in War of Three Peaks. The door you saw in there, that's related to the end of the Riddles quest line. There is one more Riddle quest somewhere in the Dimrill Dale, I believe. I'm not sure if you need to find that one inside Moria and complete it on the outside, or if all that can be done within. Well, I'll need to check that as well before we leave the Dimrill Dale. Oh, didn't see this guy. Gotta say, the lightning, I don't know if it's the area or just the fact that we've been in the dark for so long, but man, the lightning in this area looks so great. So yeah, this is why I didn't want to exit Moria until we had crossed it from one side to the other. Because you do really come to appreciate the sunlight and the exterior locations, of course. Something that you may take for granted if you are questing in Eriador as part of Shadows of Angmar, if you are... Well, not in Rohan. Rohan is so gorgeous that you are amazed by it every single step of the way, but... Oh yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget how good it is to be under the sun. Oh jeez. Alright, so here we have more piles of wood. We're just missing one more. But we also need to find the orc emissary. And we still need to defeat some more orcs in here as well. I think the emissary is behind this siege weapon. Yeah. God, these guys are ugly. Alright, we need to defeat orcs, those are goblins, that's why it's not counting, okay. This guy will surely advance the quest, yeah. And this guy Lurk, I don't know what his deal is. Yeah, we do come back to these camps a few times. And it seems this hasn't changed. One more orc. Not a goblin, give me an orc. Just, well, let us take him out. Alright, so now we only need to go to Atmadul. Just 15 more, we're so close. I'm excited to finally get that one out. Get it done. It's so good seeing trees and rock and light. I have forgotten how cool all these things look. Pressing the Dimrill Dale 2 out of 10, okay. Yeah, that's still within the Moria top. But I'm not sure this has been changed in any way. I don't think it has. We need Beast Slayer. We need to defeat more orcs in here, but I don't know where the orcs are. Yeah, Garlic, we're gonna look for them. Ogres, alright. And a rider. Ah, come on. Leave me alone. Die, all of you. Alright, I see the orc emissary. Oh, well, we'll still need to defeat more orcs in here. Does this count that this works? We cannot jump out for some reason. Yeah, this is a small encampment, it seems. We already have cleared it from orcs, but even though this is technically out, it still counts. These are like some kind of pins. Just one more warg. Okay, here we have more. Alright, we're ready to return to Mekhem-bizru now. I don't think we have more quests in here, no. Instructions in the map. Yeah, we'll need to find. We'll need to complete that torch, but that'll come later. I wonder though, will this quest now send us to Kheled-zaram? Would be nice if they did. If we can start making our way to Lorien. Well, as part of the epic, you might remember we need to talk to Haldir first. Not Galadriel yet. We need to announce ourselves with Haldir. Remember back in the day, you could not enter Lorien until you had acquaintance status with them. So there were a lot of quests outside of Lorien for you to get reputation. And there were two that were made free for all players. But well, grinding those two quests over and over. Were there 2 or 4? I don't remember, but it was a lot of grind to get to acquaintance and be able to enter Lothlorien. Otherwise, you could not do it. That requirement, however, was removed with the release of the Great River area, because you need to cross Lorien in order to come to the Great River, and not all players. I mean, there was not a clear relation in between those two areas, and the storylines presented in both areas. So that's why the reputation requirement was removed from Lorien. You now can enter the wood at any time. If you try to enter before getting acquaintance back in the day, you would get shot to death by the elves. That was kind of brutal. But it was awesome, and it was fitting as well for the elves to be untrusting. And well, now for the epic, you can also enter Kheled-zaram by using a rope. But as far as I remember, you can only use that rope when you have the epic, and then you can no longer use it, and you need to get the reputation to enter Kheled-zaram.
What's the meaning of this?
I saw the smoke from here. That should set them back at least a few days, and hopefully they will venture into the outskirts of Lothlorien to fell trees. The elves there will quickly dispatch them.
Hear me out, traveler.
The orcs no longer have the materials to build more siege weapons, which is a strong blow against their continuing ability to wage war. However, we have yet to reduce their existing ability. Our next strike needs to focus on making sure the weapons they have are useless. Return to the southeast back to Dru-garmadh and defeat the Moria siege masters. Without them, the siege weapons are nothing but piles of wood. But first, let me take a picture of this waterfall. God, that looks great. With this dwarf in guarding the... Well, I don't know exactly what you are watching for, but... Alright, let us continue doing quests.
Well met.
The orc sappers have been stopped and the stone is safe for now. This lightens my heart, but there is more to do. We have not yet ensured Durin stone will remain for the generations yet to come.
Might you lend me an ear?
You stopped the orc sappers, Beriathan, but I fear you were too late. It is not your fault. I should have gone myself as soon as I saw them. Although Durin stone has been saved, severe damage has been done. While they were preparing to destroy the stone, they chipped off many pieces. It has been defaced and made a fool of. There is but one course of action for us to take. We must reclaim what is left. Head south again, back to Uruk-gashan, and search for the broken off bits and pieces of Durin stone. Gather up what you find and bring the pieces back here. At the very least, we can salvage those, and perhaps one day make the stone whole again.
What is the meaning of this?
So, you have reduced their number, but they have begun making the machines of war. This will require an immediate strike. It will be better for us to catch them unaware than to face the grim alternative.
My Durin's beard, won't you give me even a moment?
The siege weaponry you saw in Dru-garmadh disturbs me greatly. I do not believe the orcs could effectively use it in Khazad-dûm, but with it, they could dominate the Dimrill Dale and possibly threaten the outskirts of Lothlorien. Although there seems to be some power within the wood which defies them. Venture back to Dru-garmadh, southeast of here, and destroy the Moria siege engines and Moria catapults. It is vital to our ability to hold the Dimrill Dale as a strategic location.
Well met.
The orcs have been silenced, but there is much yet to do. The orcs yet remain, and they are a dangerous foe.
Will you stay and speak with me a moment?
The orcs have been severely reduced, and that is good, but I have no doubt their numbers will soon be restored. Their weakened state right now, however, gives us our opportunity to strike at their heart. There are many goblins at Atmadul who now lack works to ride. If you were to attack them, they would not have their mounts to aid them, and they should fall easily in combat. Return to Atmadul to the southeast and defeat the orc riders.
At your service and your families.
With their link to Mazak severed, the orcs have begun fighting among themselves. Soon the Dale will once again belong to us. You have done well, Beriathan.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
The orcs in the Dimrill Dale are in disarray. They know not whom to listen to nor whom to trust and have even fallen to fighting each other. It is now time to show them to whom the Dale truly belongs. Return southeast to Uruk-gashan, Dru-garmadh and Atmadul. Find a suitable place in each and plant one of these dwarf banners. Let them know the Dale will always belong to Khazad-dûm, and Khazad-dûm will always belong to Durin's folk. When you have accomplished this, return to me. If you succeed at this, you will have certainly earned a reward. Do we have any more quests? No. That'll be it. I don't see it. Just the milestone. Let us map here to Mekhem-bizru now that we are out of Moria. Alright. So, well, we need to go back to those 3 encampments, and I'm not sure we have enough time today to do all those 3 once again, to make a full pass of all those 3 camps. So this will be the end of today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventure. Join me next time. We'll continue fighting the orcs in the Dimrill Dale and making our way east. Thank you for watching today's episode. Of course, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you as well on the next one. For the time being, my friends, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and good luck to you all. Bye bye, and I will see you later.